Read Malcolm Gladwell's Outliers. I liked it a lot, so I'm gonna tell you about it. So who are your outliers? They are your wildly successful people. Your Oprahs, your Russell Simmons, your Bill Gates, your Warren Buffetts, everybody that works at Google, even a janitor. The media makes it seem as if these people or these outliers came out of the womb being great.
Here we have our hero. He has slayed 1,000 dragons, stolen 9,000 princesses, pulled himself up by his bootstraps to become Michael Jordan.
So in this novel, Gladwell says, yes, of course these people are brilliant. Yes, they are successful. But before you crown them the second coming of Moses, look at their career objectively. Some of them were born into the right situation, born into the right family, or born at the right time. So the example that Gladwell uses to illustrate this situation deals directly with the Little League or the All-Star League of hockey in Canada and its journey, or one's journey, from that Little League to the Canadian Pro Leagues. In Canada, if you are age 10 by January 1st of the incoming year, you're placed in the All-Star Little Leagues. After being chosen for these All-Star Leagues, the kids are put into a fast track into the Canadian Pro League. These All-Star Leagues serve as a farm system where these kids are given better coaching, more practice time, and better competition. And so on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have the kids who aren't 10 by January 1st, and they have to wait back in the house leagues where people just don't care as much. So in total, when you think about it, to one being born in Canada and also to have parents invested enough in their child to place them into some All-Star Little League sets that kid apart from millions of people. And that situation in and of itself sets this kid up to be an outlier. And of course, everybody isn't chosen to go pro, but when you're placed into the situations like this, such as the All-Star Leagues, your chances increase exponentially. So my favorite chapter in the book is the 10,000 hour rule, where Gladwell says that it takes at least 10 years or its equivalent of 10,000 hours to master any art, craft, or action. The best example that he gives of this 10,000 hour rule of mastery is that of the Beatles. The Beatles link up and start playing together in the year of 1957. However, we don't see the Beatles here in America until 1964 during the British invasion. So the Beatles are later invited to play in Hamburg, Germany through management for a total of 240 nights for 7 days a week, 8 hours a day. Keep in mind also, this is before we see them in America in 1964. So just think about that for a second. 240 times 8. All right, y'all, I ain't nobody's mathematician, so we gonna try to do this on the phone. So we got 240 times 8, be roughly around 1,920 hours of practice. On top of the practice that they had before they got to Germany, on top of the practice that they had when they left Germany. All right, y'all, don't get lost in these years now. So the Beatles, they link up and become friends and start playing together as a band in the year of 1957. In 1967, Sgt. Pepper's, which is accredited as their best album, drops June 1st, 1967. 10 years. 10 years. Now, the best contemporary example I can give you, which is a combination of being born at the right time and also putting in your 10,000 hours, is, of course, Jay-Z. So Jay-Z begins rapping at age 9 after his mother buys him a boombox. He's tapping on the table, jumping in ciphers around Marcy Projects. He's constantly battling his friends. He and his friends are writing songs together. They're playing the dozens. So Marcy Projects, his home at large, becomes a huge creative mental gym for him, where he's constantly hitting the punching bag and sparring against his friends and contemporaries. So by the time we see Jay-Z drop Reasonable Doubt at age 26, he's been putting way over 10,000 hours perfecting his craft. Let's also keep in mind that Jay-Z was born at the right time. The entry level for when he was coming up in the rap game for the mainstream is considerably lower than it is now. Coming up, you didn't need huge marketing schemes for labels and radio stations to pay you attention. Jay-Z, in fact, is quoted in an interview where he says, back then all you needed was talent. Radio stations, labels, underground pirate stations were looking for great MCs. They were looking for talent and they were looking for innovation. So are you gonna read Outliers? Did you already read Outliers? What did you like? What did you hate? Please leave your comments below. Please subscribe to the Mason Diction Entertainment page. Share this review about 30 times on your YouTube pages and on your Twitter pages and on your Facebooks. Follow me on the gram. Follow me on the Twitter, while we'll be posting updates about the next reviews. And as always, thank you for taking time out to watch my review, because you really didn't have to. I know y'all out there getting it. I know y'all out there hustling. I know y'all out there becoming great. So thank you for taking time out of your greatness to watch my review. I'm in the bathroom.